when suspended.
I think it's like
Are we live? Of course we're live. People deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Another day, another live stream. One love to the Twitch gang. Appreciative to all the fans, supporters, and obviously moderators and all those things. One love to all the support you guys are giving me on Twitch. The numbers slowly are going up. Appreciative to everybody who fucks with the YouTube content. Again, 11:30 people. Same procedure. You know by now. We head straight over to there. It's a jam-packed day of content, people, and it's a Twitch special. You know, there's four different live streams from myself today in general. 3 of them are hosted on Twitch now. Today, we're obviously here right now until we're here. And apologies, people. I've been just coughing and sneezing and whatnot. And to be honest, I'm partially blind doing this for you lot right now, if I'm completely honest. But as I was saying, 4 bits of content, 3 are all housed on Twitch, and I'm going to need your help for all of them. Obviously, we're here now. Get any talking points, etc., in. We head over to YouTube, open up another tab, hit your reminders, and hit the like button for me. We come back over here at 4:30. I'm going to have Mo. So for my Arsenal fans, I need some questions and all of those sort of things. And then obviously, you know, 7:30, we're going to watch Leo against Chelsea. Tomorrow, Manchester United versus Athletic. I'm doing a live stream / watch along, whatever you want to refer to it as. However, that will be on YouTube, as will Arsenal versus Wolves on Thursday. So jam-packed day / week / period of content, as it always is. Throughout the course of this, we'll preview the Champions League football to come. We'll obviously talk about allegedly rumours this morning that Hazard could be returning to Stamford Bridge. Manchester United versus Real Madrid for Pochettino, allegedly, and a couple of other bits and pieces. You know, I love a good old article tab and things, and we'll go through all of that and whatnot. So yeah, appreciative to you lot that are tuned in. 1 second, people. I need a tissue now. Someone's trying to kill me off. Boy, I got that mesoosal flu right now. 1 second. If I was a footballer, I'm definitely missing out because of illness today. Oh, Lord. They can't get me down, man. They can't get me down. 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 They can't get me down, man. Man, I'm Jamaican and that, so let me do what I need to do quick. Bro, this is for health purposes. Just get that white rum down. Yeah, that helps with the thing. But we keep going. I'm not gonna lie. Now it's a double whammy because now my chest is burning and my nose feels a bit clearer still. I can't lie. I feel like I'm back again. Energy. I'm back. Half time sub. I'm back. Like I said, I'll take the chest burning over the nose, man. I can't take the stuffy nose thing, man. My pain threshold is on the floor. I don't like pain, and I can't take a stuffy nose, man. That's one thing that defeats me. Trying to sleep yesterday was brazy. I was just looking at the sky like, Lord, take me, man. Proper drama queen, Lord, take me, man. I'm ready to go, man. I can't take this no more, man. I miss all the days I had a nose that worked normally and that. But I saw it got some time, man. We're back. And obviously, apologies about the green screen. We're having a meh, as we always are. Let's try and make it look a... Right, that's as good as it's gonna get in it, people, really and truly. But yeah, I feel a bit back now, really. Hey, praise the Lord, man. Praise the Lord. I feel like I'm back. But obviously, what are you lot saying just before we carry on and crack on and things like that? Let me see what the comments them are saying. All rise for the national anthem. Hey, Antonio, you're here all the time. I appreciate that. Everyone else as well. But you say that comment that's one of the comments that gas me in the morning. You lot don't know how much your support means, man. Yo, lad, how you doing? Rob, as I've just been saying, appreciate you for tuning in, my guy. Apart from the stuff he knows, I'm all well and safe. And when you put that into context, especially with, you know, RP Jamal Edwards once again and anyone who's lost their life, you can't take life for granted, innit? So from man's complaining about a nose, a dodgy nose right now, put things into perspective. I'm good. I'm blessed to have, you know, the support group that you lot have for me across YouTube and Twitch. I've got my health. I've got my burning desire to achieve my goals, hopes, and ambitions, not just today, but this week and in general. So as long as I've got all of that, you know, I can't complain. And I hope everyone's doing well and safe. As usual, where's my manners? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, according to where you guys are. Hope everyone and their loved ones are doing well in terms of health and them sort of things. Big up the LA ones locked in. I'm jealous, man. It sounds like anytime I hear LA, I just think unicorn, sunshine, and startups, man. Must be nice, man. I need to get myself an American agent, really. Stuff he knows is the worst, man. Raise it. I think Atletico beat United, home and away. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not, as a neutral, and it's not for my excitement, but I'm not looking forward to the Champions League this week. Now, such is life. These games will probably be the most entertaining of the last 16, but I can't lie, man. Juventus versus Villarreal, Emery versus Allegri. It feels like a snooze fest, in my opinion. Atletico against Man United, has the potential to have dramas. I hope Suarez has something to say in the game. I think United probably edge it. I just feel United will do it. Cristiano Ronaldo loves playing against Atletico, but I'm not expecting 30 football. Obviously, it's a two-legged tie. I think what makes or breaks United is probably their performance in Spain. I reckon they'll do it at Old Trafford. I actually don't know what the first leg is. I don't know. I mean, let me go and look. All right, so away at the Mestalla, so it is what it is. You know what you're gonna get with Atletico. They're not quite the prime Atletico Simeone side. We know what they do. They compact, dark arts, defend first. I think it's written in the stars. Ronaldo scores. They're gonna make it hostile and things like that. I think United will edge through, but I just think it will stink up the place. The best thing we could see in that game is an early goal. I think United will do it. Obviously, Atletico do have some quality players. It's written in the stars Ronaldo scores. Is it written in the stars that a former Liverpool man, pardon me, in Luis Suarez has something to say? Obviously, they've got talented players like João Felix. Listen, they have got a good squad. They have got a very experienced squad, really. Atletico could win this, so could Man United. I just tip Cristiano Ronaldo to just do this thing. You've got Benfica versus Ajax. Now, Ajax have been doing their thing in Europe. Technically, I swear Halle is the top goal scorer in the competition so far. I'm sure he's got more than Ronaldo and Messi. So you have to respect their thing. Them versus Benfica, Sly Darwin, Nunes, watch. But if I had to pick a winner for Atletico United, I'm going to say United 1-0. I'm going to say Benfica and Ajax. I'm going to say 2-1 Ajax. Villarreal Juventus tomorrow, smelly game. We'll speak about that tomorrow. And obviously, we're doing a live stream for Chelsea versus Lille, the Eden Hazard derby, where ironically Hazard's being linked with a move back to Chelsea on a dry loan, which we'll cover in a sec. Obviously, respectfully, one thing I'd say for Lille, you've got to fear the underdogs. They've done well. They won the league last season. They're in the last 16. Nobody gave them anything. They have got quality players. Obviously, Jonathan David, watch and things like that. And obviously, when the expectations probably all with Chelsea, you've got nothing to lose, you really and truly. The worst comes to worst, people expect you to go out, so you might as well cause a problem and whatnot. I'd expect Chelsea to win, but I'm not going to sit and say Chelsea are playing perfectly and things like that. Their striker can barely bag a goal, so we'll have to see. I expect Chelsea to win. I expect Chelsea to win quite comfortably, 2-3-0, if I'm completely honest with you, respectfully. I just think Chelsea are a different gear. Respectfully, that might not be the case, though. I'd expect Chelsea to run right. Really do expect them to run right. So I'd say 3-1 Chelsea in the first game. 3/4-1 Chelsea against Leo. I hope to be wrong. Villarreal Juventus. I think 1-0 Juventus. 1-0 to United. 3-1 United. No, 1-0 to United is what I said. 2-1 to 2-1 to Ajax against Benfica. So again, the game I'm actually looking the most forward to is probably Benfica Ajax. I don't think Chelsea Leo as a neutral is going to provide me with much entertainment. Atletico versus Man United is going to put me to sleep. And if that doesn't do the job, then definitely Villarreal Juventus. The good thing is between Atletico and Man United and Villarreal Juventus is we can only watch one of them. As I said, tomorrow, live from 7:30 because kickoff is 8 p.m. Same procedure as on Twitch today. I'll be live half an hour before kickoff and whatnot. So that's where the Champions League is concerned. Obviously, it's not quite the extravagant fixtures of what was the drama between even Salzburg and Bayern Munich, where they drew 1-1. Obviously, Liverpool won 2-0 against Inter Milan. What else did we have? Real Madrid versus PSG. Kylian Mbappe announced himself once again. Manchester City demolished Sporting. And there was a couple of other games. So we'll have to see what's going on, man. It is what it is, man. DG just take a sip and he's fresh already. You got to do this thing. It's raining. Boy, bringing that English weather with us. What you saying about Danilo Oliveira? I'll speak about him again at 11:30, Cam. But from what I've seen, a project player. You know, just I can't listen. I haven't seen too much. I've seen highlights. Obviously, we all watch the YouTube clips. I see 1-2 games. We all saw Chelsea versus Palmeiras. He looks all right. He looks behind in his development more than Lokonga. So I have no doubt about his potential and all them thing there. But immediately helping us right now, I'm not too sure in it. He looks a bit raw, like it's, you know, as a midfielder, if you have 10 different passes, 9 of them need to be extravagant. Or when I say extravagant, I mean they need to find a man. Right now, it looks like 4 to 5 of his passes will make the target. He does track his run as well. He does defend well, but his passing is a bit inconsistent. Just looks a bit inexperienced. Just looks like someone who's learning how to swim in the deep end. So I'll be on it. There seems some potential there, but I'll be real. Based on the game against Chelsea, which is, you know, harsh to judge a man on. If you didn't tell me we was linked with him and Brazilian bias and all this, it would have just looked like any common done. But once upon a time, Haaland looked like a common done in the under-20s and whatnot. You know, he's bullying Tahiti or something like that. I wouldn't have said he looked like an amazing talent. But, I mean, he's going to be raw in it. And I'm for it, but he looks more like a 6. And if we're going to sign a 6 for me, I would like someone that's ready right now. Obviously, if Danilo comes, it's fair enough, but I'd rather us sign a ready-made 6 as opposed to a young one. You've bought Lokonga, you've technically bought Partey, who's just basically joined. I am open to another 6 within Arsenal's team, but I just don't think it makes sense, really and truly. But bring him, you know, he looks like he's confident carrying the ball forward, but again, even that's all raw. But and then obviously, respectfully, he's playing in South America. The jump to Europe in any capacity is one that you got to get used to and all them things there. So it is what it is, really. Danilo linked to Arsenal. Sorry, folks. What are we saying? DG, I've been deep in it. I've let it sit and marinate, and I'm pissed. Lukaku 7 touches. I'm not even a Chelsea fan, and I'm peed off. Anonymous, you know, anonymous. No excuses. Like, I don't know what to say. We spoke about that yesterday. What can I say? Anytime you've had 7 touches, you've been anonymous. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, no one's creating chances for me" and things like that. But Lukaku, you know, you played rubbish. On the same hand, Chelsea knew they would be in this mess when they signed Lukaku, bro. Like, they, you know, if he was scoring goals, there'd still be these question marks, but no one cares. You knew the general play wasn't quite good. I mean, we've been here at United. We've been here with Lukaku. We've been here, and we know what Lukaku's been. The man scores goals, doesn't provide much else, and Chelsea already have players that provide a headache. Like Ziyech is doing his thing, but I would describe him as frustrating. I'd find Hazard, if I was Havertz, if I was a Chelsea fan, very frustrating. I'd find Werner frustrating. I'd find Hudson-Odoi frustrating. I'm not saying these guys are bad. I'm just saying they're frustrating players. Lukaku gets thrown into that. Is he service reliant? Do I feel everything's his fault? No, but you knew this was going to happen. And to be honest with you, they should probably nip it in the bud in the summer. He'll always score goals, but probably need to nip it in the bud in the summer. Lukaku, chat to your agent, do what you're doing. Chelsea, bring in who you're bringing in, really, you know. Maybe Lukaku would look better with 2 up front, but Chelsea aren't going to really change that system. And I feel one thing that goes against him, I look at Lacazette. Lacazette does all the general play and all of that, but he don't score goals. Whatever way we shape it, man have to score goals. I do think people like Lukaku are unfairly done by, because they're not these fake false nines and all these things. People disrespect the fact that they score goals. It's always about what you're doing when you're not, which is true. It was always about what you're offering, and you could just see. And please go back to my summer comments. I said this Lukaku thing at Chelsea, it's not going to last long, in my opinion, because you could see that there's a lack of strikers on the market. I won't say Chelsea panic, but there's a lack of buyers on the market, suitable strikers, to buy. They needed goals. Goals takes them to the next level. They probably knew the problems Lukaku comes with. He's not gonna, no matter what he tells you about Italy and how much he's changed and things, you know, there's only so much he could do. It was never gonna work out, really and truly. You know, this is why I can understand why at some point Tuchel might say, do you know what, Werner, Havertz, one of you might play, because you might not score or have the goal scoring pedigree of Lukaku, but I know you're gonna, the general play thing, you're gonna do what you're doing. I feel bad for the ish Lukaku is getting, but at a time he brings it on himself because he talks mad bossy. He doesn't seem. I do think Lukaku's humble, but he's got the wrong attitude. And I'm not talking about, you know, all that. You know how people are with the attitude, and because you got blonde hair and that. I'm not agreeing with them sort of man's attitude comments. I just feel like, well, you're not good enough to be this demanding on man, you know. He would really frustrate me if I was a Chelsea player, which unfortunately I'm not. I say unfortunate because who wouldn't want to be a Premier League footballer? He just looks like he frustrates. When you're shit, at least be humble in it and whatnot. But you would think he's Ronaldo, he's Messi, he's Neymar, the way he carries on and the way as a neutral, I see him moaning and things like that. I'd go mad at him. Like, bro, you know you can't control the ball, innit? Like it just seems like Lukaku on the field, he blames everyone but himself, just based on what I see and his reactions and things like that. I'm sure he's his own worst critic and things like that, but it was always going to happen. Like, we've been here at United. I'm sure Inter Milan fans, no matter how much he worked well with Lautaro Martinez, there were certain things there. It's just when Lukaku scores, it don't matter. The problem is when you're having 7 touches, you're not scoring. It's comical, man, really. And then obviously we all know, again, he's talking bossy, man, are talking about Inter returns and all those sort of things already. Even though I don't think he said anything wrong, he needs to read the room, innit? The thing is with Lukaku, he's in the headlines for the wrong reasons. But looking back, you know, man thought that his Chelsea career was off to a start because he duppied Pablo Mari. Brazy. It is what it is, though, man, with Lukaku. What a guy, man. What a guy. Can't wait to beat the GOAT. Can't wait till the GOAT beat Simeone. Apologies. Hear that. Regarding the poll, Chelsea have nothing to lose. Timberland boots and Werner. I mean, I'd be all for if I was a Chelsea fan seeing what's his face return to the car, return to Stamford Bridge. If I was them, you know, I'd want to see Hazard return. Hazard needs love. First things first, he needs love. He's one of them Coutinho sort of players. When he feels love, he's the best. He feels like he's unstoppable and things like that. He seems like one of them players you got to constantly put your hands around. I'm not saying there's not expectation at Chelsea, but the expectation at Chelsea and Real Madrid are different. Hazard, football's never been a means to an end for him. It's always been love, and there's nothing wrong with that. You could see that he's someone that clearly got a lot of ability. You know, football's a joy for him. It's always been a hobby. When you look at maybe people that have come from South America or whatever, or Africa or wherever, or even other walks of life, they've had to escape poverty. So there's a big degree of hunger. I don't think Hazard quite has that hunger to go from being very good to being very great. He's been a mercurial talent. He's been a quality player, is a quality player, borderline world-class player. But this is why I think he's never gone beyond that, because he doesn't have it within him, because he hasn't got that sort of hunger. So when you're going to Real Madrid, it's not a holiday camp, you know. A lot of the things that could fly at Chelsea are not going to fly there, you know. Real Madrid already, you see, they had a shaky game the other day. They're booing their players. I have great sympathy for Hazard, because I don't like when someone has a dream. Like, his dream was to go to Real Madrid. He's been working for that, and it not to work for him. But you know, it doesn't seem like Hazard, you know, talent has got him there, and talent has had him a good career, but he could have been even better. I don't think he's got the best dietary needs. You know, he's said himself he enjoys cake. You get the vibe that he's never, not that he hasn't pushed himself, but you know, goals and assists. He seems like a player that's just based on joy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would love Hazard for that, but I'm just saying, in comparison to the Real Madrid thing, I can see why it didn't work out. Really, really and truly, I can really see why it didn't. But I mean, he's being linked with Chelsea. I mean, we've seen him go see a season in the Prem without scoring, or like one goal or something. But typically, Hazard is a Premier League defender's nightmare. He'd get a lot of love with Chelsea. For him, he'd put a smile back on his face because he's not playing. The move to Real Madrid, at the end of the day, you've played for Real Madrid, but it just has not worked out. Allegedly, it's a dry loan as well, people, which could be good for Chelsea. For Chelsea, though, are you going to play him as a false 9, or are you going to play him in the 10? As much as I like Hazard and things like that, I think he should go back to Chelsea and whatnot. Is he away from that, and the fact that he's a quality player, and if you could do it, and it's great business. They sold him for a madness to Real Madrid, and they're going to get him on loan, probably take on his wages. Does he fix the problem? Because again, he can score goals and all of those sort of things, but you've got him who is going to get goals or not. You've got Havertz now. You've still got Lukaku. You've got Werner. You've got a lot of players that frustrate. Hazard, pardon me, I'm sure he's got a good romance with Chelsea. I'm sure he wants to, do the thing. I'm sure he'd start scoring goals, but is he necessarily a goal scorer? So away from the romance, I don't see the point. And on top of him just being an elite player, according to this Donny, who seems quite knowledgeable when it comes to Real Madrid, if it happens, Chelsea will get him on a dry loan and he will return to Madrid in 2023, which again, for Real Madrid, I assume they hope they get a more confident player and things, but considering where he's at, you'd hope Chelsea buy him permanently, really and truly, in that regard. So yeah, you look here, Real Madrid are negotiating a loan transfer for Eden Hazard with Chelsea, and there's also another unknown Premier League club that Real are in talks with for the Belgium. Hazard's salary expectations at his next club are also unrealistic. So I mean, I'd love it to be Arsenal. It probably is Newcastle and Chelsea, to be fair with you, but who knows? I'd love for you to do the dirty and go Man City, but there's him. I would, if I was anything related to Chelsea, I'd take Hazard back. But sometimes it's not always good to go back to your ex, is it really? Tuchel is scumbag in these wins. I have to give props. Might as well be playing with 8 players. No, just play with 11 defenders, really. At this point, you might as well slap Lukaku centre back and Thiago Silva up there, really. I don't know if I went over this yesterday, but it's not the time to laugh at him. Tuchel offers support after obviously he had such a 7 touches against Crystal Palace. And he, again, if you feel sorry for yourself, you need to come out of the team. He said, and I don't think there is much you can do, Tuchel, really. You're playing him. I think it looks like Lukaku needs to do more. What can I do? I don't know. We have to deal with it. The data is out there and speaks the language that he wasn't in our game. With strikers, it can be like this when they lack confidence or depending on the game. And I mean, Lukaku probably does lack confidence. And I do think the way he carries on is insecurity, really and truly. And I do think he overcompensates on with a lot of that stuff. James Rodriguez, who I forgot played for Everton, if I'm completely real with you, he's opened up on an Everton return and being forced out by Rafa Benitez, people. Well, let's see exactly what he's had to say. Shout out everybody that's locked in as well, people. Appreciate you guys. I might need to go and get a tissue. But James Rodriguez is open to Everton return. Let's scroll all the way down. Go back to Everton one day. Of course, I'll go back to Everton. It's a spectacular club with incredible fans. But I found a coach who didn't want to count on me. Remember when they said Arsenal should have bought him? Crazy. I wanted to stay there, but the manager didn't count on me. And to the last day, I was super professional and I trained to the fullest. I want to be remembered as I am, a good person and a great professional. It was the coach's decision. Some people love you, other people don't. You have to respect that, which is true. He only made 26 appearances for Everton. He did get 6 assists, and that was one of the worst times for me as an Arsenal fan. We were told we showed no ambition. Brazy. Richarlison questioned the decision to let him leave. When I returned from the Olympics, I was surprised at how much James, was running and dedicating himself to training. And out of nowhere, Benitez said he didn't count on him anymore, and nobody understood anything. I think they also waited a little. They also weighed a little on the group because we know about James's quality. Also, Luka Dean, who we ended up losing. So it weighs, like it or not, it weighs on the group. We had a United group and ended up losing 2 important players. So I think that's it. We wish him all the best. And that's it. We lost Bernard too, who was also an important player. So yeah, Rafa Benitez just moving crazy. I was never with the hype as well. He'd occasionally score a banger, and that's about it, man. Apparently, the PFA and Headway respond to head injury sustained by Leeds defender against Manchester United. What have they said? Brain injury charity Headway claims concussion protocols were not followed when Leeds Robin Koch sustained a blow to his head in Sunday's defeat to Manchester United. They said enough's enough and demanded answers from Premier League bosses after he was allowed to play on at the Etihad after suffering a head injury, people. PFA has also called again on the introduction of temporary substitutions for head injuries. Leeds insist they followed the league's protocols and that they have always supported temporary substitutions if injured players are at risk, which again, nice to see that he's all right and things, but you never want to see him any problems. Again, no one's hit the like button here. I have now. Make sure you've hit the like button on this video, people. So yeah, man, I mean, it seems a bit brazy there, and I don't really understand much of it. In good news as well, apparently Ajax have reached a 7.85 million euro compensation agreement with Appy Nouri's family as the family continue to care for the brain damaged former starlet, where obviously he fell into a coma and now, it's a mad thing. So happy to see his family at least have some financial support to, I don't want to say make the burden a bit easier, but make it a bit easier, really. So that's a good look. What else have we got? Neymar said he would love to play in the MLS as PSG star would get 3-month vacation every season. And that means, I think Neymar's going to do up reality TV one day and whatnot, if I'm honest with you. And yeah, you'd get to go to your sister's birthday party and all of that. He said he'd like to play in MLS for at least a season before he calls time on his career, people. He's under contract until 2025 and said he's more likely to play in America than return to his home nation. I don't know if I'll play in Brazil again. I'd love to play in America, actually. I'd love to play there for at least a season. First of all, their season is shorter, so I'd get 3 months vacation, Neymar joked. He said he had not decided on when he'd hang up his boots, but he added he would play at least until the end of his PSG contract. Didn't you the other day? Like since 13, 14. So I understand if he's mentally exhausted. I joke with my friends that I'll retire when I'm 32, but it's just a joke. I don't know. Honestly, I'll play until I'm mentally tired. If my mental health is okay and my body as well, physically, I think I'll still last a few years. But my mental health is the most important thing. Crazy. Fair enough. And then obviously speaking about Mbappe's contract, which is a bit of a myth. Neymar just lacks winning mentality compared to other elite footballers. A bit harsh, considering everything he's achieved and won in the game, and he's played a main part in everything he's done. I think it's a bit harsh. I do think he likes to enjoy himself. Do you think he's a prima donna? Do you think he's a reality TV star? But how can you say he's not? You look at the numbers he's put up. He's put up better numbers. He's had more success than a lot of more favored Brazilians that are held in higher regards. So I think that's a myth. Sorry, people. This is hitting me for 6. Shout out the Ray NF because it made me feel a lot better. Very self-aware. I like to hear the importance of mental health and that he understands that about himself. Amen. Jack Wilshere says time was right to step out of comfort zone after joining Danish club AGF. I mean, you didn't have a choice. I get it, you're leaving the country and things, and that is outside your comfort zone, but you don't have a choice. There was no other offers. We hear Como and all these clubs, you was training with Arsenal. You didn't have a choice, so I don't know. Neymar just enjoys it. A bit like Hazard, just enjoys the ball, man. There's more hunger in Neymar than Hazard, but just enjoys the game. Anyways, Wilshere says he agreed to move to Danish club AGF after deciding the time was right to step out of his comfort zone, while his new head coach has insisted the signing of the English international is not a publicity stunt. He'll wear the number 10 shirt, people. He said it happened really quickly. I had a conversation with one of the coaches, David Reddington. He explained to me about the club, how good it is and how much I'd enjoy it. He worked with someone I worked closely with before, Roy Hodgson, who I enjoyed working with. I knew Dave would have a similar way of doing things. Then I spoke with the head coach and I really liked what they were saying. I always said that in my career, I wanted to try something different. I think now was the right time to step out of my comfort zone, step out of England and try something. To be fair, you didn't have a choice. English clubs didn't want to take a chance on you, Wilshere. At least Danish clubs might be, they can do their homework. They know exactly about your injury stuff. But yeah, man, it made sense. Maybe you're free from the bias and things like that. This is not a publicity stunt. He, Wilshere in brackets, is a skilled footballer who we think can help us and we think we can help him. We have done this to make our team better. We will make sure that he feels like a good part of the squad. Denmark has a good reputation. It's a place where people want to live. He has lived in London and now he'll be able to live in Aarhus. It's even better place to live. And it'll be good for him because he's free from, I guess obviously the internet's free, but everywhere that when you mention the name in England, Jack Wilshere, you probably mentioned Barcelona, that goal against Norwich, and injuries. Injuries is his middle name, respectfully, even to the point where when he's actually fit and playing a lot of games, the narrative and what's actually true don't match. So I understand why he'd want to get out of it. But I mean, the element of a choice, we know he was close to going to Italy. Well, I'm sure his family and his wife might have preferred, but it isn't that. I thought he would have got a move to Arsenal just because we didn't sign a midfielder, and we've seen that script how many times under Wenger with Sol Campbell, Jens Lehmann, Flamini, and I'm sure there's bare other players that have played as well that I'm forgetting. Henri technically came back as well on loan, albeit, but it is what it is. So I'm happy, you got fitness, you got to train, you got to prove to yourself you're still sharp, because it does break my heart when I hear about, regardless what you say about Wilshere, he's had a good career, he's played for 2 boyhood clubs, he's played for his country, he's won the FA Cup. So when I'm hearing, he's doubting whether there's a point to get up in the morning, I'm happy to see that a man's got a club again, really. But, maybe you could go there, certify yourself, and then it is what it is. I'm not fully match fit. Of course, you're not. You haven't played since what day, really, because I've not played. And the only way to get match fit is to play matches. But what I'd say is I've been good training for a long period of time with good players. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to be selected by the manager, and I'm looking forward to it. As a footballer, the best thing is playing games. Jack Wilshere needs no further presentation. He has shown his worth on both club and national level over the past 10 years. When the opportunity arose to get him here to Aarhus, we had no doubt that we would like to pursue it. Jack can contribute with his excellent technique and his eye for the game, and pardon me, will give us some offensive tools. He's in good shape physically, but obviously lacks some game fitness, but that will soon come, and we'll look forward to seeing him in a white jersey when he's settled in. Currently, they're 7th people of their league, so they're going to need to fight. And Friday, I think that might come too quick for his full debut starting, but he might be on the bench or involved in some capacity. So that's Neymar. Did we miss anything here? He went on to say, again, how you lot can talk ill on Neymar. The main goal would be to add the World Cup, but he said he's also eager to surpass Pele's all-time goal scoring record for Brazil. He's only 7 goals away. It would, how you can say this man ain't done much in the game and he's a YouTube baller and all these things. He played a main part in that 2015. If you look, Messi will get all of it, but he pulled Messi along how many times across that Champions League victory? It would be a great honor to be national team's greatest scorer, and I'd be lying if I said I don't think about it. Of course, that's one of my personal goals. I hope to achieve it. I do hope I can break Pele's record because he's an idol for everyone in Brazil. Bro, Pele's counted his goals from when he was 5 years old, cuz dead. I mean, this is the same thing about Jack Wilshere. Manchester United face a battle with Real Madrid to land Mauricio Pochettino as pressure grows on Carlo Ancelotti, and his close bond with Mbappe is a factor in the Spaniards' interest. I mean, Pochettino and Mbappe to Madrid could be quite a good sign, and obviously United might have something to say. We heard yesterday, or we looked in the Athletic yesterday, how United are ramping up their search for their new gaffer. And we've heard a lot of names are on that list. The front runners seem to be Pochettino and Ten Hag. You've seen Lopetegui on that list and a couple of others, really. Real Madrid are poised to join Manchester United in the pursuit of Pochettino. Real Madrid are expected to join Manchester United in their pursuit of Mauricio Pochettino, who's expected to leave PSG at the end of the season. Sportsmail understands Real, along with Tottenham, failed in an attempt to lure Pochettino away from PSG last summer because they were unwilling to let him leave. There's a growing sense that Pochettino will be obtainable at the end of the season. Obviously, if he doesn't win the champs, then probably not just him, he's going to keep it moving, man. As you know, the Real Madrid players were jeered by their own supporters during the 3-1 win over Alvarez on Saturday, amid reports Carlo could leave. There's talk of retirement. There's talk of leaving. The La Liga club season climax, in particular, how they fell in the Champions League, is likely to have a key bearing. To be fair, a bit harsh because Real Madrid have a good squad, but it seems like they need a rebuild as well. A bit harsh. So it's understood. I mean, we know why everybody wants Pochettino, and we all know, in terms of, you can't mention Man United job and not mention Pochettino or Ten Hag. Pochettino is the favoured choice among the current crop of Manchester United players. And Real Madrid are starting to get involved. So we'll have to see, people. Apparently, Mbappe and Pochettino have built a close relationship in the capital. So that could play a part. Obviously, on top of Man United, I saw this earlier where De Gea said he feels like he's from Manchester and he has no reason to leave. You've been part of the furniture, man. You're probably like Hector Bellerin in the sense of, Bellerin's probably a Londoner now. You're a Mancunian, man. Do you remember what Spain looks like? And that's I know if only the fax machine went through, really. Underperformed or unfair expectations are put on footballers. I wouldn't say he's underperformed. The one thing I'd say baffled me is going to PSG. How could he underperform? The numbers are there, the trophies are there, the output's there, the consistency's there. Has he gone on to maybe be a player you thought? Why not? Maybe not necessarily, but underperformed. Maybe your narrative definitely hasn't. You just look at what he's achieved and what he's done. It is what it is. He's still arguably a top 5 player in the world right now. Arguably you could arguably say he's top 3 or top 2, really, because Messi and Ronaldo are the best players in the world. Form is temporary, class is permanent. There'll always be that. But if we're looking at what we're seeing in front of our eyes, I'm not sure. But it's the same people who say Mbappe is a pace merchant and just pace and power. I mean, it is what it is. There's no way you can look at Neymar and not think the man's quality. I don't know why I'm reading this, people, but allegedly Real Madrid said, I don't think I was meant to read that too lot. Skipping forward to Aubameyang. Aubameyang explains why he took Barcelona pay cut, Haaland competition, and Arteta wishing him luck. The Gabon striker has pledged to give everything to Barcelona's cause as they chase a top 4 La Liga finish and Europa League glory. Bloody hell. Barcelona chasing top 4 and Europa League. I never thought I'd see it, but let's scroll the way down specifically to what the 32-year-old said. I really wanted to go to Barcelona. I gave up my salary because it was an opportunity that you have once in your life. He went on to say, we are going to give everything, and personally, I'm going to continue working as I've done since I arrived. I want to win games, and I want to win the Europa League. So if we want to win it, we have to win this. On Haaland, and I hope you do achieve stuff in Europe. On Haaland, which I don't know if Real Madrid are defeating Barcelona to that case, but who knows? I still have friends there, and what they tell me is that he's a player who wants to win, who wants to compete a lot. I think he's excellent. that he scored so many goals at his age. It's incredible. He's one of the best. If he comes, we'll compete together. Competition is good, even more so at Barca, who need the best in the world. In relation to Arteta's farewell, he said, yes, yes. Fair enough. He wished him happy, good luck or whatever. He said, some of the things we did with Arteta are similar. I still have to get used to it, but I'm eager to learn. When I see how the boys play, I want to do the same. That's in relation to that. Aubameyang also, I believe, spoke on keeping Dembele at the Camp Nou. When I arrived, I told Dembele that he had to stay. Aubameyang has revealed that he urged Dembele to stay at Barcelona once he knew he was heading to the club in January. You know, it's something very special because we had an incredible year in Dortmund and he's an incredible player. Osman is one of the best with the ball, and for a striker, he's incredible. To tell the truth, I'm very happy that he's here. When I arrived, I told him, you have to stay, man. He said, I don't know, but the only thing I can say is that anything is possible. And then once again, he spoke about, competition and all of these sort of things, people. And we just saw his comments in relation to Haaland. What's all of this? Aubameyang. Again, kind of echoing what we saw in relation to Eden Hazard. Real Madrid are planning to release 6 players, including Gareth Bale and Hazard. That frees up wages and frees up their rebuild for the Haalands, for the Mbappes, etc. Bale's leaving at the end of his contract. It looks like Hazard might be completing a loan to Chelsea or some other club. Ceballos, forgot you were still there. You're still trying to hang on to that dream. Diaz, can't blame you for being there. Valero, you're still there. Can't believe it. Probably all going to be moved on. Marcelo, time's passed him on, been a fantastic serviceman, and Isaac needs to keep it moving, man. It is what it is. So it makes sense. It makes sense what's going on there. So yeah, there's that. We'll speak of, well, this is all my Arsenal stuff in it, people. We're not speaking about none of this right now. This is all for later, people. So yeah, we'll get into that. It is what it is. So that's the footy talk. Let's end that. That's 45. We have Aubameyang speak, Hazard to Chelsea. This is where I like to write down the topics as soon as they're there, because when I'm making timestamps, I can't even remember half the things we said, man. Don't even know, man. Messi missed the first 3 months of the season in 2015-16, and Neymar single-handedly carried the team along with Suarez. And I feel in today's day and age, bro, long gone are the days where you can just expect Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, all of these guys to single-handedly carry a team. I'm not saying the GOATs didn't do it, but even the GOATs struggled. And more time, these GOATs, they had quality around them. I'm not saying these lot didn't have it, but come on now. I just hate the fact in football, it always becomes, I could score 30 goals. Man will say, but he never scored 40. There's always moving the goalpost, man. How's it easy way out? I don't agree with the move. But he didn't feel appreciated at Barcelona. Did I agree with going to spend your prime in France and whatnot? But if you're not getting appreciated and PSG want to build the team around you and they're trying to do the superstar thing, I got it. Many people could say, why not stay in your comfort zone? But this is what I mean. Like, I respect your opinion, but then this is where it sounds like it's bordering on an agenda. Exactly, bro. We all thought Neymar would be the best in the world in the next few years in 2015, barely top 5. How's he barely top 5? You're capping. Standards have dropped in world football. You're right. But how's he not? Neymar definitely is one of the best in the world, if not top 5. And he shows it every time he needs to. Let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not lie. This is what I mean about agendas. Like, we could have our opinions, but how can we not? Like, the scoring goals, the assists, the goals in latter stages of competitions. Come on, man. Do I agree with all the antics Neymar comes with? But you can't deny that this guy's had a quality career. There's nothing he ain't done. Of course, he ain't won the World Cup and done these things, but come on now, man. There'll always question marks are fine, but you can't sit here and say Neymar's not a top. Man said barely top 5 in the world. Barely top 5 in the world. Neymar is barely top 5 in the world. Come on, you don't even believe that yourself, man. You therefore don't believe that. You don't believe that. Barely top 5. You don't believe that, fam. You don't believe that. You 100% don't believe that. Bro, Neymar's got a lot of things that's wrong with him, but like, I think he can be a pussy? Or do I think he's a prima donna? Yes, but not top 5. Neymar is not top 5. That must be. I know you lot have seen that vid where a man says, "I'm better than Neymar. I just need to train," and things like that. That's defo the Donny's burner account, man. I respect your opinion, my guy, but you know your cap. You know your capping. That is extreme cap. Neymar, you know. Just name, all right, big man. Just name 5 players. Just name me 5 players that are better than Neymar. Why is it getting all awkward and silent? No, the man there that will start throwing in goalies and that. What? No 5 players? Just getting into Fergie time, bro. Ref, how long? 5 players. Ref, how long? Ref. I mean, I'm a big fan of Neymar, so I feel like someone's getting that man in general. Salah, you know. Salah, Benzema, but you can't say Benzema and then say Neymar. Neymar's put up better numbers. Like, Mbappe's my guy. Well, come on now. The bar's on the floor, you know. If you look at it, I rate Benzema, but Benzema's only got this sort of bread nationally in the last 18 months. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Even that, man said Salah, bro. If you say Salah, you know, and you bring up this and you bring up countries, Neymar's done about the same for his country, bro. They both bottled it. Man said Salah, bro. You know, in your Salah just definitely has a claim to be a top 5, but you know in your heart, there's not 5 players better than Neymar. You know, even Mbappe would tell you himself. KDB, ooh, nah, KDB ain't better than Neymar. That's tired, man. That's tired. That's tired. You know in your heart that's not true, man. Anyways, what else is going on in football? Man are worsening. Man are worsening. Man are worsening. Man are worsening. Man says Xhaka. I think he passed him just this year. At what? Because you could say when it's the big stage, is Kevin De Bruyne stinks up the place. Same way you're saying it about Neymar. Even though I have to admire Kevin De Bruyne, or half fit Kevin De Bruyne is trying things for Belgium and that, you know. But come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Benzema's my guy as well, but come on. Anyways, away from that. No more top 3 past couple years, but I think Brian and step up this year. Huh? Do you think Man United can get past Atletico? Yeah, it should be quite an even game. Bro, Kevin De Bruyne does Houdinis and gets away with it, bro. I mean, that's cool. The only one I would say with that list, bro, Lewandowski 30, but no, man, there's no way he's better than Neymar. And Mbappe's my guy, so I'll let that. Benzema's my guy. See, King, you're moving like a man of the culture slyly. I don't know what Neymar did to you, man. He must have not given you an autograph. To be fair, all players disappear, man. I do think there's I just think in general there's unrealistic expectations on all these players, all of these players. You know, again, like I said, you could score 10 goals in it. We live in a time you can score 10 goals. Man would be like, but you never scored 20. It's crazy. And one thing that kills me with some of the names you lot said, man, Benzema, Neymar, Hazard, they were not really relevant. Pogba. Just the other day, Verratti. Just the other day, these lot were in their early 20s and that. They're all getting on, you know, like what? Neymar's 29, I'm sure. 30 even. 30. Pogba's about 28, turning 29. Verratti's getting on a bit. Bloody hell, man. Time is flying. Absolutely flying. Even Di Maria, you're older than that. It's crazy. I can't lie. It says he's 30 on this thing. It says his birthday's in February. So it's just happened for him. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Before you know it, Saka and all these guys are gonna be 31 and whatnot. Jadon Sancho will be doing Love Island. Hudson Odoi will be cutting people's hair and shit. I have to start the agendas, man. Come on. 5 years has flown by, man. I mean, all my hopes are with Pedri, people. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's my next generation guy, man. You're 100% right, but you can't achieve nothing in life, man. In life, it's dead. You know, man like Mayweather will never lose a fight. Man say, but you didn't. You just defended. You can't do anything, and the problem is because you might not like Neymar or Neymar's style or whatever. He might not be a good footballer to you because of your agendas and whatnot. You know, your confirmation bias. That's how most people work. Not just Neymar. I'm just using him to make an example, and many others. It's crazy. Another topic, Fury versus Wilder, 23rd, the same day as we play Man United. Busy Saturday, raw. Big up my guy. You know, what, Wilder again? Are you sure? Fury versus Wilder again, or is it versus White? Ain't no one trying to see that again. Dylan White, yeah, it's Dylan White. Dylan White's my guy, but you're gonna get knocked 2 bells, man. DG or Barca getting smacked by Napoli this week or next. It's this Thursday, and I hope they don't. You know, Aubameyang FC and whatnot. ID, appreciate you for subscribing once again with the Amazon and that. Appreciate that. And said, whoa, 4 months, you know. Come on. It's time's flying. Not gonna lie, I think we'll beat you when we play you. All right, we'll just deal with that then, innit? Like, that's good for you, man. Right now, I'm focused on Wolves, man. If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. 50% chance. Just gotta prove you wrong. Now, I love Jadon Sancho. It's just, I love you lot's reactions, man. The Love Island one's an easy one. Pardon me, just like I'm sure I've seen Hudson-Odoi in a grey tracksuit dancing in barbershop vids. He could never be a baller. The race for Tuchemani's hotting up. I mean, all I see is Chelsea and Madrid, and it seems like they're being, well, not Chelsea. You think you're being priced out. What a player he is, you know. What a player he is. United need to be trying to convince Pogba to stay, sign my man, copy the France thing, sprinkle something else in there, and then it's a wrap, really. And truly. UEFA, lot IG1. You're always here. So first things first, appreciate you for your comments. Second of all, love for making sure we're not missing any talking points, man. Everyone looks like a world-class attacker versus Leeds. Bit harsh. You can only play what's in front of you. And just generally where Jadon's concerned, I think he's finding form. You know, obviously, I'm sure United fans want to see him bad up Arsenal and Liverpool and these things. But I've seen Sancho do all right against Chelsea. I'm sure in them times there, he weren't really finding his feet, but he did all right against Chelsea. I'm sure in the other stage of the Champions League in the group, he was doing all right. Definitely the last 4, 5, 6 or so games where the results have been inconsistent. But I would say, again, they didn't buy him to do this. But I'd say Middlesbrough, their last couple of games, Jadon's been doing his thing really and truly. Like I enjoy the banter, but as I keep saying every week, I don't like the conclusions that was drawn on this man after 6 months. And it just, for me, it shows people don't watch ball. I don't know what they thought Jadon was going to come and do straight away in the Premier League, like straight away. I'm not saying, we're not talking about constructive criticism. We're talking about people that just think my man was a light-skinned Cristiano Ronaldo reincarnated. He's basically a foreign player because he's never played in this country. So he's got to adapt to the tactics and things like that. United's a mess as a club. So any player, whether you rate them or not, going into it, you've got to give them a bit of a tax. The pace of the Premier League. Obviously, Sancho's probably a bit naive as well. We would all be naive, you know. Man's come from Germany. I'm an England international. I come do my little skillers and I get clamped. It probably is a culture shock for a lot of people involved. You know, Fabinho was written off after 6 months. Odegaard was written off after his first loan at the club, you know. So there's that culture shock. And like I said, there's United have been a mess with different managers and just volatility. They're inconsistent lineups. The fullbacks more time are not good enough. There's a lot of things. As much as I enjoy the Jadon Sancho banters, but the man, when you're a quality player, you'll do your thing, man. You'll do your thing. I'm not gonna lie, you United fans love stats, so I'm onto you lot about it. You get it. I'm still onto you, man. But yeah, man, Sancho's doing all right. DG. And one thing I don't like, you know, one thing I like about Sancho is he's mandem. You can tell when someone's mandem, innit? Like, he's mandem. Like, I mean, he's getting killed for listening to songs, but he should have known that signing for United. You can't listen to songs. You can't dance at your family's wedding, depending on who you are. You can punch people on holiday, though. It is what it is. You think DG, I think you see DG, I think Sancho called Wan-Bissaka his jigger on Insta. Comment, surprise Top Reds hasn't cancelled him yet. Bro. It's crazy. And also, you've got to remember the Euros as well. Man missed a penalty. and then life just has to continue, man. Aubameyang's hat-trick, did you want him to go? Similar vibes to Pogba, except Mourinho left. I don't think it's similar at all, really, because, Pogba's quality has never been in doubt. There was whether Aubameyang could do it or not is, you've never had. Well, you could, because I've seen Pogba play on the flanks, but for me, I've never questioned, does Pogba unbalance the team just in terms of personnel and these things? Aubameyang to a degree did. I didn't want Aubameyang to leave. I definitely didn't. I got it. I understand it. I can condone it, but I didn't want him to leave, especially short of 100 goals, especially the way he's left, especially because evidently we're not buying a striker in January. So what's going on here? I know Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Nketiah ain't too much of a difference, but I'd rather have the option of them three than just Laka and Eddie. As much as Lacazette works hard and all these things, when it's time to put the ball in the back of the net, man, I'm not doing that. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm happy for him, man. I don't think there's any winners. And I don't like how, every time he has a good or bad game, Arsenal fans are going to be saying whatever, and there's agendas going on. I don't think there's a winner in any aspects, because Arsenal are weaker in terms of striking options. Aubameyang hasn't had the departure he would have liked. He's had to forego some of them wages as well. And, it is what it is. But I do think, away from going into the micro, everyone's a winner in the sense of, he's joined a big club like Barcelona, gets a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He gets to go and play under someone that likes him. Arsenal had to pay up some of his contract, but we're paying less. And for me as a fan, it's just one less drama. Like, for me as an Arsenal fan, a couple of you are United fans, so you're probably seeing it now. There's always some drama. Both our teams, there's bare things that we could talk about just from on the field. There's always drama. Someone's always fighting. Someone's always got something. So it's a bit of a mare, really. But we're at where we're at, in it, really. We're at where we're at. Like, I don't feel there's any winners. I don't feel anybody's covered themselves in glory. I do think I am. Boy, I can't lie, man. Someone needs to write a book, man. Someone needs to go to Arsene Wenger, secure his publishing deal. Someone needs to ask Aubameyang for how it ended. Someone needs to ask Guendouzi and Mesut Ozil walk on. In fact, Aubameyang, Ozil, Guendouzi, just make that into a one book thing. Just make that into one book. Arsenal Juicy Secrets. If I was Amazon, I'd probably do Arsenal dirty and make sure I go and secure them rights as well, just to make sure there's several spin-offs. See how 50 Cent come out with Power, and then you got Tommy and Kanan and all these other things. That's what them and they have to do, really. But away from that, love for the comment, G1. Going back to this, UEFA expect to move Champions League final from St. Petersburg, follow geopolitical developments last night. Wembley is one of the locations being considered by the governing body. I thought they said focus on football, and football and politics has nothing to do with it. Now we all know the reason behind that. We all know there's. Well, I'm not no politician and things, but Putin is talking bossy in it, and it looks peak for the Ukrainians and things like that. It looks like he's on smoke right now, so you can see why that's a thing in it. I hope England don't back it, because I'm not fighting for no one. Like, I'm staying in my yard. I'm not fighting for no one. What is it Muhammad Ali said? No, ever called me, or maybe they have called somebody, but it is what it is. You lot gotta go do your thing. No manager is yet regarded as the favoured candidate for the Man United job. G1, that's cap a little bit in it. Like, respectfully, if me, you, and everyone was finding, let's just call it ABC FC, and we had a short list of managers, and Pochettino, Ten Hag, Joe Blogs, this guy, that guy, these 4 or 5 names, obviously we're going to whittle it down. What's his good points? What's his bad points? What did they say about him? You might say, yo, Pochettino's the guy. A next man might say Pochettino's the guy. A third man might say Pochettino's the guy. Indirectly, that's the favorite. I might say, nah, Joe Blogs. The next man says Joe Blogs. We're outnumbered. But then 2 other guys come in and say Joe Blogs. So there is a favorite, or there is probably one, but to the press, there shouldn't be one, because again, United don't know what's going on. Ten Hag, it looks like with the Overmars thing, it looks like he could want to bust out, and it seems like he's on dipping. Pochettino, it looks like he's dipping, and I think only a Champions League victory keeps him. I don't know. I think it'd be naive to just assume there's 2 managers that they're looking at. There's probably someone we don't know. Indirectly, there's probably a small possibility Ranić could carry it on, even though I don't think that is the case. So it's a crazy one, really. It all depends, man. Bro, Pogba's doing his thing, man. Oh, now we didn't get pre-season. United fans, hell, understand him when it's their players, but yeah, he didn't get a pre-season. United need to keep Pogba. You can't replace him. I mean, you can replace him, but it's a myth, man. Now I hear that Bruno is having a good season. Pure stat pad merchants, harsh. If Pogba keeps up to the end of the season and he wants to sign, then I will allow it. To be fair, Rob, it's not down to whether you allow it or not. You think if United, respectfully, if Pogba said I want to stay, they will. But you know how quickly the contract will be wheeled out, and he might want to stay. They've clocked England have the most financial power at the moment. Exactly. Russia trying to invade Ukraine. I'm the wrong skin type, so would never set foot in Russia. Oi, 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 oi. Keeping myself out of that. I think we're getting Ten Hag. I think he looks like he wants to do the thing already. If I'm like, he looks like he's on it. It seems like there's a lot of games to be played with Pochettino. There's a lot of things going on. Probably. Well, all I'm saying, I'm just starting to think about that war thing now. Like, just, please don't involve me. Got nothing to do with you lot's war. I'm not on the front line, boy. Don't nuke this place, please. Crazy ones. In fact, fuck it. If the world ends, boy, I'll die a happy man. Spurs ain't won no Premier League. I'll spend my final hours bantering the mandem about that. My Spurs supporting brethren. So why not, man? Fuck it. If the world's gonna end, man, die a happy man still. Is where it is, man. Just make sure the Cali's in heaven still. Really and that. But yeah, man. Hey, it's all jokes. It's all jokes. Please, you know, you lot move brazy sometimes. You know, they try to cancel me, Ransom Matisse for incorrect things. So you have to be very careful. If I was United, I wouldn't give Ranić. He just don't seem like he knows what. It's not that he don't know what he's doing. You can see an improvement, but you I don't know. You just don't look like the guy. You're not the guy. If that makes sense. Like you might have a role to play, but I just don't think you're the guy. Allegedly. Trust. Disclaimer. You know, this hella disclaimers. You know, fictional characters and them things. There, I'm not involved. Fictional characters. What you see is not real life. All of these sort of things, bro. They can never. You lot can never be cancelled. I appreciate that, especially cancelled for. Do you know what? I'll never forgive that. You know, I never. You know, I don't forgive on the best of days, but I'll never forgive people that try lie and tarnish your name and them thing there. Like I'm vexed at that. You know. How could the audacity? If you only had that much audacity into, I don't shit on people's work because I'm not made, but if you was that audacious in your content creation, you might not be a struggle journalist or whatever. Fucking hell. Hey, you do your thing, me. I'm gonna stick with what Russia got Brownings and that. The Brownings and you get me. The Dr. Amar thing, that's my one. You lot, you get me. You lot do all them ones there, man. That's up to you lot, man. You lot do your thing, brother. You, man. We're not. Yo, I don't know who that is, but all I'm saying is jungle justice for them sort of brothers there. I would say Pochettino is the most favorable by some players on the board, but most fans want Ten Hag. I don't know, man, because it's kind of what you see is what you get with Pochettino. With Ten Hag, you don't kind of know really what you're getting, and we've seen what he wants. For Pochettino, I don't know, man. I think United would, especially after. I think United would be the best place for him because I think he'll suffer. He can succeed anywhere he goes. But I think a lot of the games you have to play and the player power bullshit you have to do at PSG, you're going to have to do it at Madrid. Different sorts of players, but you're going to have to kiss up to Mbappe. You're going to have to kiss up to Haaland. You're going to have to play. There's probably other players that might not be good, but you have to rate them. You see them little things there at Juventus as well. United, I'm sure, obviously there's clicks and stuff, but it seems like he could puff out his chest the most there, really and truly. Because one thing I think that kind of harms you when you go over Real Madrid or you play for PSG or whatever, or manage PSG, I think them clubs there, or definitely more so PSG, they need a Pep or a Zidane or someone that their reputation is as big as the players for obvious reasons, man. A man said you don't know who the Freemasons are. Get a load of this guy. But for Twitch, I mean, I know about them thing there, brother. Like, you get me? Just a football thing. United are better off getting Ten Hag. Don't forget, people, especially Arsenal fans, after this 11:30 business, we come back over to Twitch at 4:30. I'm gonna have Mo on where we're gonna talk Arsenal. I need you lots of Arsenal questions and all of those sort of things in as well. 7:30 on Twitch. We're watching Chelsea versus Lille. 7:30 tomorrow. We're watching Man United Atletico. You'll see the video get made and all them things, but that's going to be on YouTube, 10 a.m. as well, on Twitch tomorrow as well. So make sure you're checking your schedules and whatnot, people. Can't lie, pardon me, the transfer rumors looks dead. It looks like we spoke about half of these things. Pardon me if I'm honest with you. Which these look rubbed, man. These look rubbed. So I'm not even gonna go over them. They look rubbed. Something new. And it's for me, it looks like, you know, spending. If spending was the thing, United would be back in it. You've spent piece. Tarns, appreciate the cheering. Come on. What was I gonna say? I lost my trail of thought. Shout out to you, Tarns, but you took my, you know, men can't multitask. You threw me off there. Yeah, that's what I was going with. Obviously, United have spent peas. I think with people like Ten Hag, you need to get a bit more bang for your buck now out of the players you spent. You know, he looks like he can work with a Sancho. All right, what do you do good? What do you do bad? You know, I don't know for Rashford, in it, because I think Rashford, for someone who's 23, 24, I think he's got the decision making of a 12-year-old, really. I see some under 18s make better decisions, really. Harvey Elliott makes better decisions than you on the football field. Pedri as well. You know, you might not have anything in terms of their ability, definitely where Pedri's concerned, but just making the right decisions. I think Rashford is quite brainless. Can you work with him for that? And things like that. Getting a bit more bang out of your butt. Romero looks like a baller, not gonna lie. What Romero? If you're talking about the thingy one, yeah, the Spurs lad. We're gonna speak about Elise. Rashford is done. No development in 4 years. Rashford is done out here. United is a free-falling giant with priorities on their propaganda machine. Not expecting much from Lille, as I know, even if they play well, Tuchel grinds out results. I think United will win 1-0 tomorrow. Man said on FIFA, Pedri is firing career mode. They don't give a ish about winning. It's definitely a rebuild with Ten Hag and getting rid of these dead players. Come on, shout out Towns for that one as well. You're right, man. Elise, we're going to speak about Elise, man. Don't worry. Do you know what? Fuck it. Let's go over the chat. Even though I think we've covered some of these transfer things, fuck it, man. Let's just do it. What would the time be? Probably be this. Sorry, people, just trying to work out the timestamps. I always have to do a bit of mental math. Who's your favorite player of all time? Difficult to pick just one, broski. If it's Arsenal, Thierry Henry, well, there's about 3 players, really, you know. Oof. There's one name I'm not allowed to say because he left the club in it and went off to do other things. But Thierry Henry, without a doubt, man's hero. Vieira, man's hero. Tony Adams there. Durkamp there, Perez there. Can't lie, Ashley Cole, man. That's if you're doing up Arsenal and that. That's if you're doing up Arsenal. If you're talking in general. Now, I'm Brazilian youths, in it, like Ronaldinho, Ronaldo Lima. Them sort of man there. I'd say Neymar's thrown in there now, present day. Dani Alves, without a doubt. Messi. You can't watch ball and not rate what Messi's given to the game. There's players I hold in high regards, but I'm trying to. You said favorites, innit? Zidane, Ronaldo Lima, if I haven't said that already. Can't lie, I think Mbappe is there already, getting there already, you know. I think Mbappe is getting there for me already. Nah, not Van Persie. Ashley Cole, man. Ashley Cole, bro. Without a doubt. I was a fullback in it. I wanted to be Ashley Cole. You know, I was wearing sliders back then for Ashley Cole. Like, I just wanted Ashley Cole was everything, bro. Like my man used to wear the sweatband. Ashley Cole was everything. Ronaldinho, man had the headband and these sort of things there. Why do Arsenal fans hate Wenger? I don't know, man. I don't know. What about that fella that scored a hat-trick versus Chelsea to win you like that? I don't know, man. I might not have been an Arsenal fan them times. I must have still been in France. You know, shout out to Robin Van Pagen, but favourite, I wouldn't say such. You know, I wouldn't even... Cess isn't there. Van Persie isn't there. Cess, I'm gapping. Cess is there. Cess is there. Still, I was, you know, smelt some DG cap there. Do you know what? Out of the pagans, Cole, Nasri, Cess... I love Gallas more than I love Van Persie. I'm chatting the most shit. No, I'm chatting the most shit. I mean, any Arsenal fan that hates Wenger, they're moving mad. Hate is a big word. Hate should not be a place. What about Bellerin right back? You shout out to Bellerin. Bellerin, if you're there, you know, make sure you come on DG's Twitch or YouTube channel. We can get them engagements with an interview. And boy, I know you must have some fashionistas and that. Cole. Exactly, man. Baller, man. Nah, Van Persie never hurt me because I knew why he was leaving. Like, I don't know about, I mean, I think what you lot can see from me, I don't get rattled by these things or upset about these things. One thing I like about Van Persie, like, in fact, hang about. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a sec, people. 1 second. Where is it? 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 Where was it? Was it this far back? Can't have been this far back. Yeah, it was. Right, this was time ago. You done. You get me? Me and my brother. You get me? I ain't met him for a time. We used to kick ball for Arsenal. I used to kick ball, got injured and that. But yeah, man. You know, with Van Persie, bro, he told us the truth. Like, I knew where it was. You know, you didn't pick to go. I can't begrudge you for going to United. Like, Sir Alex Ferguson, them man are winning. You could go and do your winning thing. You know, Arsenal accepted the bid. Go and become a winner. You could have went Juventus. He told us, well, go on that. I want to stay. But you, man, are on a joke thing in terms of building. I can't get vexed at that. It's when you start doing the pagan thing, you know. It's when you start doing the Galash thing. It's when you start behaving like that is where I get vexed. Oh, what a throwback. DG, do you do a watch along for the Wolves game Thursday, DG? Of course, man. Of course, broski. Of course. Got injured and that, bro. You know the dodgy knee and that. You get me? Like, there used to be one you. I don't know if you know him. You know, I don't even know if you know him. There used to be fucking. Remember? What's his last name again? What's his last name, man? What's his last name? Raheem Sterling. Yeah, man. Every time we used to play academy days, I used to bad him up. Still, I used to bad him up. I'm the reason he became a baller. Like, I got injured in a game. He played. QPR signed him and that. You get it? Like, it was crazy. True story. I'm better than Darnell Furlong, bro. If Saka does his thing and comes United are not doing their thing. So I can't see that, bro. Times have changed. You might need to go and pattern off Liverpool and City. Times have changed. I don't know about that. Alright, chill out. You're gonna get man cancelled. But yeah, where the transfer news is concerned, people, let's quickly browse through them, Carl. We need to go and set up for the next stream. Where is BBC's transfer column? Well, as we know, we spoke about yesterday, Bernardo Silva is dreaming of a Real Madrid move. Liverpool are interested in Jadon Bowen. Real Madrid and United are competing for Pochettino. Brendan Rodgers allegedly has the backing of the club's board despite his poor form. Inter Milan are monitoring Gab Jesus. You could go and live a movie. Chelsea are looking at Wolves' Max Kilman. I think Kilman's going to get called up in the next England squad personally. We already know Arsenal, Newcastle, Dortmund, and Inter Milan are eyeing a move for Lille and Canada forward Jonathan David. Joe Gomez is a target for Aston Villa. Liverpool are out of the running to sign Kylian Mbappe from PSG. Okay. De Gea said he's open to signing a new deal. We spoke about Kane apparently has to initiate talks if he wants to have talks with Spurs about a new one. Roy Keane turned down the chance to become Sunderland gaffer because they only offered him a 6-month contract and he wanted longer. So I guess he wanted that if he gets clipped. Brennan Johnson, the 20-year-old who for Nottingham Forest terrorized us and doing quite well, who was wanted by Leeds, Newcastle, and Palace. Apparently, they're all going to go back from him in the summer. Morata says he is happy to stay at Juventus after obviously being linked with Atletico. Don't get it twisted. I'm happy you're not. Sergio Roberto is yet to be offered a new deal by Barcelona. What's this bondage these players have with Barcelona? I understand it, but some of you have to know you're meaty and the time is done. Like you're not going to get opportunities there. You know, Sergi Samper, you could have been a serious tug, but I don't know what bondage they had over you, man. There, sometimes you need to wake up and smell some serious coffee, really and truly. Wake up and smell the Stardog, fellow mate. What's going on? Shout out to Aubameyang. Barcelona's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't know if I would want to give up 300 odd bags a week, or when that career is done, I know I need to still be buying Lambos and shit, but I understand it. You can't say no to Barcelona. There's certain off topic people, man. There's always some fuckery that has to happen, innit? This has spoiled my mood. If you lot remember, Pete, if you lot know the striker, the young Bayern Munich lad, I think he's on, last time I checked, he's at Anderlecht. Xerxes, can't forgive me for mispronunciation, reveals he received hateful, racist messages after stupid miss in Bayern Munich's preseason friendly against Ajax. As we know, this is the territory we're at, innit? Like, you know, you just know when a certain player misses something, it's peak. We knew in the Euros with Sancho, Rashford, and Saka. We knew when Elanga missed a penalty the other day. You know, we knew, and this we just know when a black youth is missing these penalties, we know what's gonna happen now, man. It's oh man, crazy, man. Got £7 million payoff that as well, bro. Just rate Aubameyang. It is an opportunity of a bit of a lifetime, but wait, I respect it. I could see why Arsenal are vexed. I could see why other people are vexed. But as he said, it wasn't a big deal for me. I turned off the message function on Instagram. I was completely inactive on Instagram for 2-3 days. When I got back, it was too much for me. I needed a break. I got hateful, racist, stupid message. And the thing is, these people that are doing that, they're going to ask you for a picture more time. They're going to ask you for a picture. They're going to say, can I touch your hair? Which you shouldn't allow them to, you know. Footballers can't, black youths can't be human. You miss a chance, so what? As much as football means the world to me, someone misses a penalty, someone misses a tap, and at the end of the day, they ain't killed no one. They ain't took food out of someone. They ain't committed crimes. People that you should be harassing and abusing on social media and stuff for things they're doing in society, you're not doing it, bro. Netherlands is a racist country. I live here, bro. I can tell you, oh, you're one of the good. Oh, that's everywhere, isn't it, really? You know, you're one of the good ones. You're not like them, to the point where, for me, one thing I don't like, when you look at Kante and Saka, they're who they are, but they're almost treated like children. Like Kante, you would think he's a child. Saka, you would think he's a child just because, and it doesn't make them any less or more professional. They're not putting certain things in their head and carrying on a certain sort of way or whatever. It's quite upsetting, really. Xavi slowly getting Barca to source again, low key. Let's see, man. Let's see. Did you see Conte's Instagram post? He aimed a little dig at Pep, who claimed Spurs scored 3 counter-attacking goals. They did, but who cares? And for Pep, I think Klopp does it as well. And other clubs, it's like, oh, when they lose, oh, well, all they did is sit back and counter. Okay, why would they go toe-to-toe with you? They cannot do that. If you're fighting someone bigger than you, you know, you give your lefts and rights. But if it doesn't happen, you might need to grab a weapon and knock him over the head or call one of your brethren and rush him. That's what you've got to do. What do you expect? I'm not here to praise Spurs, but that's one of my pet peeves. Wenger, as much as I love him, used to do that. Well, the team just sit back. What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? You know, and that, for me, that's a Pep ego thing, because it seems like Pep, you know, it's against Spurs. It looked like, how dare you lot? How dare you lot? Well, you know, we're playing a high line. How dare you lot isolate our centre halves 2v2 and try and counter? How dare you? I demand you lot try these 50 million rondos as well, despite the fact that you've got plumbers in midfield, respectfully. You know, big up the plumbers or builders or piano pushers, respectfully, rather than artists in the midfield. It don't make sense what he's saying. It's just sour. End of the day, I know what I'd have. You know, at the end of the day, City are going to have a better season than Spurs, and I don't want to praise Spurs, but they won their game, innit? And now, the thing is, what's the thing again? The title race is blown open now. 6 points, obviously. Such is life. Liverpool might mess up against Leeds or something, but boy, the Farmers League is back on, people. Used to use that all the time, man. That's so sad. My bestie just came back from Amsterdam this morning. I mean, I've been damn and had no problems, but when you live there, it's different, innit? Like I said, the only place I'd probably live in England. I mean, I said England. I should be on Love Island with that thought process. In Europe is probably Barcelona. That's the only place I've been in Europe where man didn't feel like some alien, really. If I'm honest with you, Napa as well. You know, now for obvious reasons. Come on, but yeah. But obviously it's different when you live there, and I swear, what Holland do that blackface thing, and I'm sure Spain do it as well. The blackface for Christmas and whatnot. I mean, every European country is gonna be racist, man. Respectfully, like, it's not for us, and it's not built for us. Like, even in England, yeah, I can walk down the street and not be called an effing nignog, even though you do see that sometimes. But we're still quite small here, really, and the racism is always going to be alive and kicking, unfortunately, man. Which is sad, but is what it is. And this is why, shout out to you lot, man. We don't let hate beat us, man. Obviously, I'm sure there's white, black, men, women, whatever. We all know we're different, but that's what makes us, differences should be celebrated. As long as we know fundamentally we're all the same, really and truly, man. But unfortunately, the world isn't that way, man. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, it is what it is, really. It's quite a depressing way to end this, really and truly. Quite a sad way to end it, man. Really, speaking about racism and things, but this is the reality of people are living. Obviously, I'm going live on YouTube in a second, people. So yeah, man, I say a second, I mean 10 minutes. Make sure you join me, Twitch. And if you're going to do nothing else, then just remember, we go live at 7:30 this evening, 4:30 this afternoon. I'm going to have Mo. And to be honest, I need you lot's help for questions in relation to Arsenal, because apart from previewing Wolves, talking about the game we've just played against Brentford, what else is there really for us to sit there and discuss, people? So, as I said, I hope you're all there. One last question. Eddie or Balogun? I think Eddie's ahead because he's been exposed to first team football a bit more, but I'd rather persist with Balogun. Head up, chest out. Come on. Surely there has to be a process or something against the FA for not doing anything to combat it. Bro, there could be, but at the end of the day, what's protesting and all of that going to do, bro? Like, it's not going to do nothing, really, because we don't control the media. We don't own no football clubs. We don't hold high-ranking positions within UEFA, within FIFA, within the PFA, within any of these things. So racism is never going to be at the forefront. Racism is never going to be a massive driver. Everybody's got a cat in their house or animals, respectfully. So you saw the quick, everybody typically does, not me, but everyone. So you saw how quickly Zuma was condemned, really. It's crazy, You're allowed to abuse women. You're allowed to do all sorts of abusive things to women. You're allowed to beat people up and carry on. The minute you hit a cat, which is wrong, the minute you're racially abused, you're seen as someone that's, you can't hit a cat. You can racially abuse. It's seen as a mistake. All of these things up until where I said the cat point, it's seen as a mistake, or it was just a flashpoint, or we should just move on, and all of these sort of things. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And what it's become now is half of these racism chats, it becomes a kumbaya exercise. Shout to kick it out. I'm not here to discredit them, but it's kumbaya, bro. Every year, man, are sitting in the same place, seeing the same old faces, the same old hour. Everybody's charged up. Everybody of all different walks of life are all there charging up the thing. Let's combat racism. But the next day, tomorrow, what tangible things are done? That's why, for me, I hear it. If someone wants to make that their mission to stop racism and that within football, fair play. But that's not my thing. On that note, what I will do is always speak up against it. But on that note, 8 minutes until I go live, make sure you've hit the like button on my upcoming YouTube vid. Peace.